This is 5 on your side at 4. Focused on you.
We want to start with a live look at Worldwide Technology Raceway. It is the calm before the storm as our area prepares for heavy rainfall and possible flooding tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Brent Solomon. Kay Quinn has the afternoon off. Your morning commute tomorrow could get wet and messy as we expect storms to roll through the bi-state.
Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell has been busy tracking the radar to help keep you safe. What's the latest, Scott?
Well, you know, we had rain this morning around St. Louis that was scattered, but the really heavy rain was all well west of us, as expected, over parts of central Missouri and towards the Lake of the Ozarks area, where upwards of 3 to 5 and locally as much as 6 to 8 inches of rain fell. Right now around the St. Louis area, those scattered showers we had earlier this morning, they quickly moved on, and we've actually seen some sun trying to break through those clouds around the metro area, and that's pushed temperatures back into the mid 80s at this point. So we look in St. Louis at the moment, we're at 86 degrees right now. Our dew-point temperatures creeping up just a little bit into the lower 60s, but here's your rainfall totals from what we were looking at overnight, the last 24 hours. Really most of what we saw in the metro extremely light, but look at that band back to the west of Columbia down towards the Lake of the Ozarks. That's where we had the problems. Now, this is a new flood watch that goes into effect tonight at 11 o'clock through 10 a.m. on Wednesday morning. It does not include St. Louis or the metro area, but it does include areas back to our west, from Warrenton to Washington to Potosi to Farmington down towards Fredericktown, and then points west and southwest from there. So here's the thing. We have a weather alert overnight tonight into early tomorrow. It's mostly for the western and southwestern portions of our area where the widespread showers and thunderstorms will be heaviest, with repeated downpours over the same areas. And there could be more than 5 inches of rain west of the St. Louis area. Now that takes us through tomorrow morning. There's another round for tomorrow evening into tomorrow night that we'll have to deal with. That could have a bigger impact on the immediate metro, Kelly.
All right, Scotty, you can get the weather first forecast anytime on your phone. All you need to do is text the word weather to 314-425-5355.
All right, the Cardinals are making a pretty big move ahead of the trade deadline happening in less than an hour. The Cardinals announced they are trading shortstop Paul De Jong to the Toronto Blue Jays, and that's in exchange for pitching prospect Matt Svanson. Svanson was the Blue Jays' 13th round draft selection in 2021 from Lehigh University. De Jong was the Cardinals' 4th round draft pick in 2015 and played 7 seasons with the team.
New at 4, demanding answers. Yellow freight workers say they're out of a job as the company faces a complete shutdown. The 3rd largest trunking company in the nation shut down operations over the weekend.
Yeah, now workers are paying tribute to their colleagues just one last time. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, live outside of the dockyard in Soulard, where a makeshift memorial hangs on the outer gate there. Mark.
Brent and Kelly, good afternoon. We caught up with several Teamsters earlier today who came here one final time to pay their last respects to the work site where they earned a living for so long. Some of them nearly 40 years or more. One of these vests here you can see started back in 1984. This one says almost made it 2 months before the company would shut down, and frustrations and suspicions were high among the ranks of the workers here today. Many of them watching the company's stock price bottom out last week, then spike up this week as a hedge fund swooped in to take out a 42.5% stake in the failed company so far. Perhaps more to come. To a man, every worker we spoke with today wants Congress to investigate what happened to that $700 million pandemic loan. Executives had barely paid any of it back, the principal at least, when the company went under. The closure means some major American retail companies could be looking to new freight companies to pick up their shipments.
We would haul freight to Home Depots, Lowe's, hospitals, Department of Veterans Affairs, and now everybody's going to see a price increase because they're gone.
I guess they're gone, and it's going to shake up the trucking industry. And it, of course, relates directly to supply chain. If we got a major truck carrier like Yellow going under, what does it do to communities where they're big at this moment? Somebody has to step in to replace them.
Many of the workers have already filed for unemployment, even as they have yet to receive official notice that their employment has been terminated. Tonight at 6, we hear from some of the voices behind these vests, the Teamsters who worked these docks for decades, to learn more about how they're working to move forward as they put this chapter behind them. Live in South St. Louis, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
All right, Mark, thanks for that report. Happening within the last hour, an anti-death penalty protest in downtown St. Louis. This as the state plans to execute a man at 6 tonight. Johnny Johnson is scheduled to die by lethal injection for the 2002 murder of 6-year-old Casey Williamson of Valley Park. Prosecutors say he confessed to beating the girl to death with rocks after trying to sexually assault her. His attorney asked the Supreme Court to step in since he has a mental illness, claiming he should not be executed. We haven't heard from the Supreme Court yet.
We now know the name of the person who died after being hit by a car early this morning. It happened on Illinois Route 140 near South Stanley Road. Police say George Laughlin was crossing Route 140 when he was hit by a pickup. Police say the driver is cooperating.
Well, we're working to learn more about a double shooting in St. Louis overnight. It happened at the intersection of Osceola and Pennsylvania. That's where police found a man shot in the lower back and another shot in the leg. Both are recovering in the hospital. St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones took a trip to Kansas City today. That's where she met with Moms Demand Action. It's all regarding the devastating toll that gun violence is taking on communities all across Missouri. St. Louis is one of several Midwestern cities with high crime rates. Mayor Jones says it's difficult, though, to make changes on the local level.
Gun violence touches all of us, and one life lost to gun violence or affected by gun violence is one too many. And like Mayor Lucas said, our hands are tied as mayors to enact common sense gun safety laws on the local level.
While in Kansas City, Mayor Jones also attended the inauguration ceremony of Kansas City Mayor Quinton Lucas.
One lucky person could be the next billionaire. Tonight, all eyes will be on the Mega Millions drawing for a jackpot worth $1.1 billion. It is the fourth largest prize in the lottery's history. Karen Kafa looks at your odds of winning and the payout.
Mega Millions crossing the $1 billion mark.
Winner. Thank you.
After no winners Friday, the jackpot has climbed to more than $1 billion for the drawing at 11 p.m. Eastern Time Tuesday night, leaving ticket buyers to dream.
You never know. Could be you. Or me.
But financial planners say don't just dream, plan. State Farm says before a winner claims a prize, they should call a lawyer, an accountant, and a financial advisor. Depending upon the state, a winner may have a few days or even a few months to step forward. Kiplinger says large prize winners will often need to choose between a lump sum payment minus taxes or payouts over 20 or 30 years. Investing a lump sum well could grow that money, but the yearly payouts will spread the wealth out over time. And the Federal Trade Commission says lottery and sweepstakes frauds are among their top reported scams. They often start with a phone call or a text telling a consumer they've won a prize but need to give the scammer personal information or money. Tuesday's Mega Millions contest is for the second $1 billion lottery prize within weeks. A Powerball drawing on July 19th yielded a winning ticket in Los Angeles for a $1.08 billion jackpot. The biggest Mega Millions jackpot to date was $1.537 billion won in South Carolina in 2018. A $1.348 billion ticket was sold in Maine in January. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Still ahead, more legal trouble for former President Trump. The new charges he could be facing this time.
Getting ready for another Battlehawk season, the new benefits for season ticket holders.